Got it. Done and got it. Alrighty, y'all. Namaste,
Woody?
namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. How are you? I'd like to welcome you to our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. This is where you get to see the next 7 days in advance. Alrighty, guys, and see how it goes. How we're expressing where the planets are transiting and the effects of their energies on our daily lives from the perspective from being near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, right? So with that being said, I'm here with my magnificent bros, my beloved and magnificent bros, in whom I'm well pleased, and they are...
Islam. I am to my bay for all you people today.
Sauce.
I yield.
Islam, peace and love. Soy Hermano, brother Sean and Lean Ill. You already know all is well. And bro, could you assist me, bro? Like, man, I just can't remember what was that appellation, bro? What was it?
Let's get it. That's always fun, guys. Let's go in straight to screen share and show you guys how we are looking as far as what we're reviewing this cycle. All righty. Let's see. I don't know. All right. Maybe I can try it again. Let me go back here. Stop the screen share and restart it. Let's stop it. Let's restart screen share, right? All righty. I guess it's catching up now, right? How are we looking there? Is it doing its thing? Interessante. Boom shakalaka, TikToker, don't stop her. 7 Heel Star Astro Calendar for March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024. Time never was when man was not, and we are quoting Al-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity, being prophet, noble, Drew Ali. All righty, guys, so we're looking at the month that has the water sign Cancer, the crab, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Luna, right? The moon. And the fire sign Leo, the lion, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Sol, the sun. All right. So with that being said, guys, we are here and we're going to look at the 6th through the 12th. All right. So for the 6th, and going in on those testimonies, there is our beloved brother, in whom we well pleased, Brother Sean Aline L. He has those 3 testimonies and that one lunar ingress into Pisces. After a 3-hour and 50-minute void of course moon. Remember, moon void of course is buyer's remorse, so make no major transactions. I suggest make no transactions at all during that time, unless you already had made plans for something like days, maybe a few hours before that time happened, and you're completing whatever you had planned prior during that time. That's fine, even if a transaction goes down at that moment, because you've already, like, say you had reservations for something or whatever, and you had to complete or, take care of the balance of something during that time, it's fine. All right. Other than that, nothing initial, no new, thoughts or processes pertaining to that. You know what I mean? Do nothing new, so to speak, when it comes to that. All right. So with that being said, guys, we're looking at the 7th and the 7th. All righty. That's a holy degree. And our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased with the Souths, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, will be going in on those 4 testimonies there while Luna transits Pisces. For the 8th July, one of the greatest days on Earth ever, is Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 4 transits there, and then the lunar ingress into Aries. All right. Then for the 9th, it is still Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going in on those 2 transits there, as well as we're going to take one of those transits, the last one, will be speaking on the 3rd quarter moon while Luna continues its transit in Aries. For the 10th, for that moon day that's coming, right? Mars is obviously ingressing Virgo. right? Continue with the solves to go in on that, those 4 testimonies. Then he has another moon void of course there. All righty. Oh, you know what? I missed the moon void of course. I meant to tell you guys for 57 minutes for on the 8th. We want to make sure we don't miss that for when Luna ingresses Aries. All righty. Back to Moon Day though, the 10th. After Brother Terrell goes in on that Martian ingress for testimonies, there's going to be a 44-minute void of course moon before Luna ingresses its exaltation sign, Taurus, and then he will complete with that lunar Martian trine. Then we have on the 11th, our beloved brother Shanaline L will go in on that mercurial ingress into Leo, and then those 2 transits there also, while Luna is completing its transit through Taurus. And finally, on the 12th, while Luna is still transiting Taurus, it is I, brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, that will knock out those 4 testimonies there for ye all right? Interesting, the sun actually rises at 5:54:59, but it rounded up to 5:55, right? Interesting to see that sunrise time there. All righty, so let's go on back here and let's stop the screen share. And let's, get right into it, right? Make sure it is what it is. All sniggity snaps. Who's that in the green room? It's not the exalted Cyclops. Peace, broski doski. All right, let's
Greetings, bros. Greetings.
What's goody? Islam, man. Let's see now. Let's boom shakalaka this thing. Multiple participants can share. All righty, and let me go and share the screen here now. All right. And give you the co-pilot, Brother Sean. Make sure I give you that there. Here's the remote control and boom shakalaka, TikToker, don't stop her. All righty, guys, we are here for the 6th July 2023, and we yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Leen L. Islam.
Islam. All right, so we have sunrise for Thursday, for July 6, 2023, Crusade Qua. All right, sun at 14 degrees here, and also ruling over not only the 2nd house cusp, but the 3rd house cusp as well. Just so for this beautiful day here, it'd just be great to rise. Maybe beings could be looking to maybe dance or get to moving when they wake up, or rising, singing their favorite songs, or just finding something that starts their day off right mentally, and then they move forward with the physical things that they do in life. And let's see. I would definitely say like some meditation of some sort, maybe guided for those who struggle before they get their day started. So maybe even getting up a little bit earlier than one would before they what happened there?
Whoa. What was that? I didn't even press anything.
I don't want to chat with Bing.
Yeah, I didn't even press anything, bro. I promise you, I pressed nothing. I'm pressing my phone. However, is it back?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Yeah, we back. Yeah, we good.
Okay, great. Islam.
All right. Setting oneself up for success for this Thursday to expand. And with Luna right there ruling over the soul, right? Just be humanitarian and kind to all those that ye comes around. And with that, I will yield the floor. And first up, we have a Luna Uranian square. All right, hey, everybody, put a one in the chat. Put it in one in the chat. If you think Brother Jag gonna have more 6 houses than I would 7, put it one in the chat.
Yo, yeah, hilarious already. It never stops.
I thought I told you that I won't stop. What?
That's what makes it classic, man.
All right, so we have Luna in the 11th, 21 degrees, 55 minutes Aquarius, and Uranus, 21 degrees, 55 minutes Taurus, and the 2nd. Right, so for this day, I think there will be a change for the collective, as Luna will be transiting near what's now called India, Hindustan, or Sindhu for some, and Uranus transiting Taurus will be near kind of the Australia area, Solomon Islands. So maybe it's like a major shift of change of how beings communicate, or how they're just looking to break through their mental restrictions or bondages, and also those physical ones that are in place. Possibly even maybe taking some travel here, some long distance travel. And we have Mars ruling the chart, right? Mars is in the 6th house. Would you look at that, Jag? Mars is in the 6th. It's at 27 degrees Leo. I'm pretty sure that's in the astrological area. If I'm correct on that. So main beings are, we'll be able to start piecing together the astrology with their favorite superhero stories, or start to see the astrology and their whatever religious text they get into. 3. Yeah, and maybe just start to see the dual nature side. So finally, just making change and being open to other things, even though it might not feel emotionally comfortable, but it will be mentally supportive of one's mindset if they're open to change, instead of letting restrictions kind of make them want to stay the same. And with that, I'll yield the floor. Next up, we have a lunar Venusian reflection here. All right, so this is all in the astrological area. All right, Luna's in the 10th, Venus is in the 4th. All right, we got 1919 on the house cusp. If you looky. So yeah, with this lunar Venusian reflection, the collective could be looking at to probably just having like a reminiscing sort of ideal, or maybe just thinking about thoughts on the past, or maybe they're even looking to move forward and the things that they do outside of the home because they made those necessary changes within the home. So this is all about letting go of the things that no longer serve a purpose, and once again securing one's mindset, being able to see the beauty in one's mind, right? How one thinks, how one communicates, how one sees beauty, instead of always looking to the outer or other confirmation of what's beautiful or what's important. And with Mercury, where you at, Mercury? Being chart ruler, Mercury's in the 2nd. So definitely some communication is occurring here, or maybe just changing how they think when it comes to what they do on a daily. With that. So yeah, and maybe actually, meeting some friends via the internet, or have already met them, and maybe bringing them to your home or wherever ye is near, and just being open to that communication and receiving some internal gems or Akashic record downloads. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so let's see. Next, we have a lunar Martian reflection. All right, so escape that 7th. Man, we got Luna in the 6th, and we've got Mars in the 12th. Yeah, definitely after Mars has arisen. So yeah, Luna is how we feel, how we react. Also soul nature. Mars and Leo is just our goals towards what we're passionate about. So this is kind of like a like I said, just kind of a sit back and looking at things. Is one acting from the heart space, or is one just acting off mental projections? So really just getting things together, right? Making sure that one's feelings and emotions is in alignment with one's actions and ambitions, quote unquote. With that, and definitely get your astrology that day. I'm probably seeing for it's Thursday to Thursday. some definitely astrology talk going on. So maybe some beings that don't understand astrology or don't want to, or trying to downplay those that do. But really, those are trying to downplay ancient science that hasn't even, taken the time or got over their already preconceived beliefs or ideas to even look at something. They'll be looking like the big dunnies in my Red Fox voice. And Mercury, once again, ruling the chart again from the 11th house this time. So beings will be able to convey or relay the messages or information to the collective, via the internet, but it'll be this home type vibe with that. And also able to bring like a sense of understanding the hidden things beings might not really portray or care to look for when it comes to occult knowledge. Maybe beings don't want to see the light. Maybe they're comfortable in the darkness because, they don't want to see the light because then they'll have to make changes, and some beings don't want to make changes. So, quoting Prophet Noble Jarlee, forced to make changes here. And there's opportunity to move forward. So just re-look over one's goals and actions and make sure that is alignment with one's emotions, and make sure that's taken care of and align it all out. And with that, I yield the floor. And let's see. Oh yeah, Luna goes void, of course, after that for 3 hours and 50 minutes. So no major purchases until then. Make sure that one gets everything they need to beforehand. Right, that's 9:42 Eastern, 8:42 Central, 6:42 quote unquote Western Mountain Time, right? So now we have Luna ingressing into Pisces in the 5th house. Would you looky Astro Cookie? Right, so yeah, this is, and it's 2 houses away, so there's going to be some value with this lunar transit for about the next 2.5 days or degrees. Beings can be looking to express their sense of spirituality more, or maybe they're able to detach from what is called reality, quote unquote, for a little bit, to able to dream and use their imagination. Right, this is a SpongeBob imagination. Able to use their imagination to really get creative and find some new means to bring out the beauty in art or the things that they love and express that to everyone. And Luna is conjunct, that is part of spirit. So yeah, getting creative with one's artistic endeavors and able to relay that to how they do things when it comes to business, quote unquote, non-statutorily speaking, or statutorily speaking for those who are federal agents or those who, go about those things that way. And Venus is ruling over that ingress, and Venus is in the 11th. Still transiting through Leo, about to go retrograde soon. So yeah, instead of following your nose like that Fruit Loops commercial, follow your heart and do the things that one enjoys and the one that sees do the things that one sees beauty in. And with that, I will yield the floor to me Mercury Hermano with the sauce.
Hey, Islam. All right. So looking at the 7th of July, 1443 is Moor's calendar year, 2023, Kuseko calendar year, right? So it's another 15 degrees, Cancer, 3 minutes. Really just going off what Brother Sean just said, with really connecting to the things that you really just love to do. That's really the thing. Whether it's right after that full moon energy that you're feeling, it's best to really just connect to those energies of like bro said, just what really brings you that sense of peace and joy in the things that you really love to do and why you love to do it. That's sort of reality check is happening. So just yield to that realization of whatever it is that you love, that you may have shunned it or stepped away from it for some time for whatever reason. You know, really just hone in on that skill, that talent that you really have, so you can do what you're supposed to do. So moving on, the moon's going to conjunct Saturn. So that basically just solidifies everything that I really just said, because it's just like, you know, coming into terms of what, you know, brings you that sense of solitude and peace, right? Literally, you know, I'm saying that because the moon and Saturn, it happens in the 12th house. And this is, you know, 46 minutes after midnight. So
It's after midnight, Brother Taj boy. Had to say.
you know, that's just really solidifying what brings you a sense of peace. Like I said, where does this solitude come from? And then it's like, this is the moment of really recognizing and honoring, you know, our ancestors and the things that have been placed, you know, before us, and the gifts that we have now. It's like we can acknowledge and recognize where they come from, you know, going back to our consanguinity and really recognizing and connecting to, you know, like I said, that whole bloodline, who you are and where you come from, all of that wisdom or all of that knowledge of knowing where you come from and who your ancestors are, and those sorts of things that bring so much wisdom and so much like vigor to one's character. It really synthesizes that solitude that's really being emphasized with the moon being conjunct Saturn in the 12th house. So really just like hone in on peace, but finding peace within things that may be delayed, or, you know, you could, you know, be connecting with, you know, otherworldly, you know, entity, so to speak. But that's just you just connected to yourself in a more heightened aspect. Now things are basically being solidified more practically rather than it just being fairy tale, so to speak, right? So now the anthropomorphic stories make sense. Let's put it like that. All right, so moving on, Mercury's going to sextile Uranus, so that's that. Now this wisdom, these stories, all of these things that you've heard from time immemorial, you know, it now makes sense. We kind of went in the okay, yeah. So Mercury's in Cancer, and Uranus is still in Taurus. But Mercury's in the 4th. This is in first, yeah. So this could be very. It's funny how if they're happening 6 minutes apart from each other. 7 minutes. Yeah. So this could just be some, because Mercury's in the 4th house. So that's ancestry, or something that's just some wisdom from on high, or from, you know, your motherly or your maternal side of the family could be connecting or communicating to you in some way that's very unusual, or something that you weren't expecting, because Venus is in the 1st house. Venus is in Leo in the 5th house. So now it's like we're going back to some childhood memory or some childhood information or childhood story that basically, you know, it turns on the light bulb switch, so to speak. Now you can recognize and connect to all of these. Like I said, the anthropomorphic stories make sense now. Like, you know, just what does anthropomorphic mean? What is a rule? What does rule mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, getting into the nitty-gritty of whatever it is that you're into is really beneficial for all of us at this time. So really just whatever it is that you love to do it and really hone in on it, because it really will, like, you'll bear some beautiful fruit with the sense of sincerity and constancy within your work ethic. And also just being moved by doing this creative thing, right? So moving on, the moon's going to sextile Jupiter. These are all like the aspects for the sense of connecting to something bigger than oneself, so to speak, right? So moon is in the 9th house, Jupiter's in the 11th. Yeah, so now this is just this is the like Brother Hashan was saying about astrology. Now, like you can really hone in on that wisdom on what it really means. You can actually go outside and start calculating your own stars and actually seeing the stars in the sky and actually knowing that, you know, at this moment in time, so to speak, let's just say if you went outside, you would know, you would see the moon, you would just see the moon, so to speak. Possibly if it's in Saturn, could be a dim, no, probably not. But just for an example, two hours before this moment, 4:27 a.m., you're up, you know, around this location, you can go stargaze and really see Jupiter rising and the moon rising, Saturn. You can see the moon conjunct Saturn, or, you know, separating from Saturn at this moment. And that moment right there could be something that you need to really just hone in on astrology and really like see its practicality, because Jupiter is in Taurus. I mean, again, Venus is in Leo, so it's like, okay, so now you went back to that moment as a child when you seen that star at a time before. However, you didn't know that it was Jupiter, or you didn't know that that constellation was whichever star you see, you know, what you connect with. But again, it's really just honing in on grasping what rules are, right? Because Jupiter and Taurus, it's like, okay, how do we make this wisdom, these philosophies more practical, or how do we break it down for children to comprehend it? And then that's where we go back into anthropomorphic. So, you know, now we can, with the moon being there, it's like, oh wow, I really see why they made fairy tale, why they make stories about mermaids or dragons or you know, angels, so on and so forth. You get it now. You start to conceptualize it without it being just a fairy tale. All right, moving on. The moon is to trine the sun. Pisces still, sun is Cancer, sun's in the 9th house, moon's in the 5th house. Scorpio's on the rise, Mars in the 10th house. Yeah, so now this is just a sense of enjoyment of life. Now you can see the beauties of life and the things that seem so otherworldly and so far-fetched, or maybe that's too good to be true, or it's just a book, or I just read it from a book. And it's like all of those things is just pressed down when you really know like who created everything that we're using right now. And then we have an answer to that question. You know, who created a computer? Who created a television? Who created a phone? You have the answer to that question, so then you can remove certain barriers that certain people have when they go to spooky land, right? So spooky land doesn't exist anymore. It's pretty much the solidification here as moon trines the sun, moon's in Pisces in the 5th house. Now it's again connecting to that childlike spirit. However, now it's very practical now. It's very philosophical, or more it's based in wisdom and knowledge, and not just he say, she say. So that's that. All right, so.
Islam. Alrighty, y'all, for the 8th July 2023, we have sunrise at exactly 16 degrees Cancer. All right, 16 degrees Cancer is not only business, but also duty. Alrighty, so you may rise on this day, if not having thoughts of it previous to sunrise or prior to sunrise, about really, you know, being forthcoming and being completely focused on your duty to take action in whatever craft, service, or product it is that you actually provide to people. With that being said, it will be based on one's actually, you know, going into study, actually doing some research of some sort, and then being very, calculated in making their moves very effective, eliminating the fascination and denial through comprehensive planning and effective thinking. And with that, I yield the floor. For the first transit I have, Luna sextiling Uranus, alrighty. So when it comes to, you using your instincts to do something scientific, it'll happen in the areas of life, which is the 11th and first house. It'll actually happen where one can actually, find some humanitarian beginnings, so to speak, and initiating some things with science based on their intuition. It's going to be an opportunity for growth amongst yourself and your peers. And with that, I yield the floor. The next transit that I have is Luna's trining Mercury. And it's happening about the 9th in the first house, all righty, where it's taking place. So when it comes to your emotions and your logic, there's some harmony there. So maybe you can take this moment to maybe make sure you're journaling. Maybe it's a book you like to release about your experiences. So self-publishing would be very key here. And with that, I yield the floor. The next transit that we're going over, Luna is conjunct Neptune, and they're both going to be conjunct in the 7th house. So when it comes to your nurturing intuition, it will be very beneficial for you in the area pertaining to relationships and partnerships. All righty. So maybe, just maybe, when you go to discuss things and how to move forward with said interactions or relating to others, it will be, based on just kind of following your heart and making sure you're being very nurturing in that situation. And with that, I yield the floor. And I think my final testimony today, I have Luna sextiling Pluto. And that's going to happen. I think Luna's in the 5th and Pluto is in the 3rd. All righty. And so when it comes to transforming your home, you may be thinking about doing some renovations. This is an opportunity for you to do so. You may want to bring in some new furniture. Maybe you're selling furniture, right? So that you can be able to make new additions or new transitions, so to speak, or transformations pertaining to your home. So maybe also what it is that you're focusing on is some early childhood development and or education. Maybe you're turning a room into a bit of a classroom for ye little ones. And with that, I yield the floor to myself, because I have Sunday, right? So sunrise, still at about 16 degrees.
Oh, bro, you got the lunar ingress in the Aries.
So I have a moon void, of course, so Luna ingresses to Aries, right? Got you. It's taking place in the 5th house. All righty. And I appreciate you on doing that, bro. It's very interesting too to see that, because when it comes to Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn being the triplicity rulers of this sunrise, so to speak, right? As far as by sign, even though it's very watery, we're seeing, Venus, Moon, and Mars itself, a triplicity of the 5th house. What we can just look at it, we just look at the first triplicity rulers overall, we can see that is a means for us to really be forthcoming, be, pioneering, so to speak, in making sure we are being nurturing to the children. And that child may be the child within, right? Very reminiscent with Luna here in the 5th house, where the sun would have minor accidental dignity, as well as Aries being the solar exaltation sign. Kind of reminds me a bit of the sun card. Alrighty. So maybe you can have some unbridled fun. Alrighty. Allow yourself to have the sun at your back when you go to move forward and enjoy in your enjoyment. Alrighty. And with that, that was coming off a 57 moon void, of course, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember that correctly. Alrighty. So ain't no transactions for those 57 minutes there. So as we're moving forward, sunrise, 16 degrees, 58 minutes. So kind of, still kind of just 58 minutes off of business and duty. With that being said, I trust you can be able to allow yourself, again, to eliminate fascination and denial by doing some adequate thinking. And, by you doing that adequate thinking, you'll be able to, probably even focus your mind on moving towards looking at your garden. Maybe there's some quote unquote farming that you would be looking at to accomplish as well. While also Procyon is kind of conjunct this point. Sun will be kind of conjunct Procyon. That's the the first brightest star in Canis Minoris, which is the little dog, right? Constellation nature is Mercury and Mars, as well as having the nature of Moon, Jupiter, and Uranus. It would make one to just say pace themselves. I'll just say that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Make sure you're not putting yourself in any imminent danger due to rushing. All righty. And with that, I yield the floor. So for the two testimonies I have Mercury trine Neptune. All righty. I think Mercury's in the 7th and Neptune's in the 2nd. Alrighty, so in the areas collectively, this could be talking about how you valuing the partnership, right? Where are the partnership values? Well, it'd be great to, it might sound different, but communicate your dreams. There's some dreams you had, there's some visions that you saw. Make sure you communicate it because it may allow you and those that you partner with to be able to help bring to fruition that vision and or dream. And with that, I yield the floor. My final testimony for Sunday, actually, we have a solar lunar square, right? Solar lunar quartile. So sun is square the moon. And so when it comes to your ego and emotions, right, you may have to find a way to overcome the challenge by making sure you're stimulating a means for you to be able to provide your service and or product and get the outcome that you want. So you may have to maybe let go of some part of how you feel or some part of how you want products to look and be able to simplify what it is that you're bringing to the people pertaining to your service and your product. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother in whom I am well pleased with the sauce, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Islam.
All right, so sun's at 17 degrees, Cancer, 55 minutes. This is the 10th of July, 1443 Moorish calendar year. It's 2023, we say Ku'a, right? So, yeah, this is off that day of going off that sense of duty and accomplishment, so to speak. So now here's your sense of recognition or replenishing yourself, so to speak. Really connect to nature. Go ground. Like Brother Hassan said, definitely get into gardening too. Because just with this first aspect, we can just get right into it. Mars ingress in Virgo. That's really just connecting to that energy of like having, being more active and, maybe just want to start working out. But really just, yes, it's in the first house too. Second house, whole sign. But yeah, that's just really just working on yourself, really just building your character effectively, working on that inconstant energy, being more consistent within one's day-to-day routine, day-to-day habits. Mars and Virgo is bringing a sense of pleasure within activities, pleasure within, daily activities, so to speak, so now you have this idea on how you want your routine to be, and put it in a more effective manner, so to speak, doing it more effectively without doubting or, having a sense of weakness about being consistent, right? Okay, yeah, that's pretty much that energy with Mars. Really connecting to Earth, watching nature's patterns and how that, may relate to you in some sense, Again, that's getting back to the astrology and astronomy, really seeing how that astronomy is astrology applied to the affairs of man. Something like that, right? That's me quoting one of these guys. But yeah, this is just honing in on self-love with Mars and Virgo, working out, solidifying the routine effectively. Right. So first aspect we got for that after that is Moon trine Venus. Yeah. So now we're getting into our sense of sensuality and it really makes us feel good. So that's going back to working out. So Venus is in Leo, right? And Moon is in Aries. So Moon's in the 7th house. Venus is in the 11th house. So now, yeah, it's like, how is the group economics coming together now? It's being solidified more effectively. You could just be really working with your next of kin and all of your kin, really to really just solidify a more beautiful way of relating, so to speak. Really just like I said, working out with your family or your kin more so. Making that a part of your day-to-day interaction with your people. Really just doing those things that really brings the kin together. So like everyone is feeling that inner child energy really being exuberated, so to speak. Everyone feels it no matter what the age is that we're speaking about. Everyone is all collectively working together. And it's really just solidifying the connection, really. So yeah, really find that balance within relating and having differences, because the differences bring things together, right? Yeah, different ideas bring different sparks of thoughts. So look at the beauty of differences within your kin. See how it works, because it can work when you love. When you love, yeah, anything can work. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, so moving on, Mercury is to oppose Pluto. Yeah, so that's good because now this is going to bring that sense of tension. That's going to bring some sort of some things that were, let's say, swept under the rug. Yeah, because Mercury is in the 8th house. Yeah, okay. Mercury's in the 8th, Pluto's in the 2nd. Yeah, so this is bringing up those things that have been swept under the rug to basically solidify and basically move on to a new sense of trust. You see Scorpio on the rise, Mars in the 9th, so now we're solidifying this trust, literally. Like we've had this situation occur. Let's just say, I don't know, somebody took a dime from you, right? So now, and they lied about it, and now you have this moment for that being to basically be honest about them taking a dime, and if not, then the relationship is over, right? So this is as simple as that, but that can be in the most extreme manner as well. So that's really bringing out the solidification of trust. So now this is the moment of trust being solidified or not. Put it like that. All right, moving on. Moon is to square Pluto. So Moon is in Aries in the 5th house. Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, yeah, Moon's in the 4th house. Wait. All right, yeah, Moon's in the 4th. Pluto is in the 1st. Yeah, so this is that the moment of just basically revamping oneself or reestablishing oneself. This is just a reconsideration moment, like everything that has been considered prior to this moment and certain things that you may have thought or perceived certain ways, all of that more than likely will be changing. So basically, this is like a brainwashing thing, like literally washing your brain from all of the things that are lies and treacherous and deceitful. It's literally you're collecting all the bullshit, and it's being removed with purity, honesty, truthfulness, all of the deceit and all of the things opposite of truthfulness and honesty and sincerity, all of that is being removed because now there's this sense of, vigor, so to speak, because that goes back to, we're looking at Moon in Aries, we want to look at Mars, and Mars is in Virgo right now. So again, now we're solidifying those things and removing those things that have been swept under the rug. Mars is in the 8th house right now. And we're having that courage to actually just get it out of our life because it's not doing any beneficial thing for us, if that's the case, right? All right, so Moon is to square Mercury after this moment. And after the Moon square Mercury, it goes boy. What was that? 44 minutes. 44 minutes after this. So Moon is in the 4th still, and Mercury is in the 7th. So now, yeah, this whole transit, the 10th of July, will really be about values. What is a relationship, and how you relate with someone, and why you relate with them, and it's really being something more practical rather than it just being, let's just say, for superficial and frivolous means. It's more practical and beneficial rather than just because y'all like the same color. Like that's irrelevant, right? So it's making sure that the relationship is something tangible and very sincere and loving rather than it just being something based off of, like I said, for something frivolous, like us liking the same color or both of our favorite foods are lasagna. That's not enough for the solidification of a relationship. So now we're going back and we're getting to trust, loyalty and honesty. That's what's being the root of all of this interaction here, because Mars, the moon is in Aries throughout this, day, and Mars is in Virgo. So now again, connecting to what we are used to and why we're used to that. It's like Mars is helping us recognize our routines and how our routines are either has been good for us times to come, or if it hasn't been the best thing. Right, so that's that. So now the moon went forward after that, 44 minutes. And now we're going to look at the moon going into Taurus. Moon's in Taurus in the 3rd house. Venus is in the 8th house, Leo. Yeah, so we're just going back to that, our childhood, just really just our sense of being a child and what that really meant for us in a sense, and how and what we've experienced through that time as being a child, and how that, basically has us at this moment in time, and now how we can make certain decisions now to, basically help in whatever way we want to help the children to come, to really help them solidify a sense of peace and tranquility. So yeah, this is really just a sense of looking for the future, or looking to solidify something for the future, for our prosperity to really be secure in a way, that we're used to. Let's put it like that. Getting back to that comfort and that security that we know is the ancient way. So it's going back to that ancient mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. This is that moment here. Yeah. So then the moon is to trine Mars, right? Yeah, that's great. Though, right? So then look at that. Mars is still in that 8th house. So 3rd. Yeah, all of that stuff, the things from time memorial, all of this wisdom that, let's just talk about 1774, 1776 right now. A lot of people are talking about that time now when they're time traveling, and they're not. Maybe they're realizing it, but now that moment is being recognized a little bit more. So now people are really going back in time with just like pictures and written word, literally. If you read something from 1774, you're time traveling. So that moment is being solidified now. So people are recognizing that, and then it's like, again, going back to that ancient mindset, the ancient foremothers and forefathers. It's like all of these things that we have been told, as a man thinketh, or nature urges thee to inconstancy, things like that. There's certain things that have been said. It's like, okay, whoa, I get it now. Like, if I told you everything, you would go back to sleep. There's certain words that have been invoked. It's like, wait, okay, I get it. and that's it. It's so many other things that I can go on, but I won't. So it's really just connect to that reality of words and how that is reality, and that's where reality stems from. Is what we speak and think, so on and so forth. And with that,
Islam, bro.
What, bro? Do you think?
Islam. So we are now on Tuesday, right? Sun's at 18 degrees, 52 minutes, Cancer, and pretty sure that's really near Propus, one of the fixed stars in the Cancer constellation. With the nature of Mercury and Venus, it's eminence, strength, and success. Soulful War this Tuesday here, which we know that is ruled by Mercury. It's Mars Day, so it's I'm just seeing things will be coming to what's called success. Maybe being recognized or highlighted, whether it's via the internet, whether it's their local community, whether it's their home, or even just finding strength and continuing to move forward with that. And things could be seen via the internet, right? Luna's ruling over that. Sunrise, Luna's in the 11th. So maybe connecting with some beings via the internet, or maybe just connecting with some new groups here. And Sun's ruled at second house cusp. Yeah, so finding value not only within oneself, but the things that one possesses or has without being connected to one's worth or one's beauty, connected to the material things. Or just seeing that inner beauty and outer beauty. And with that, I will yield the floor to now Mercury coming up that voided course. I think that was who just had Monday? Brother Jag. Yeah, Brother Jag just went in on that Mercury reflect Pluto. So Mercury went and voted course to now. And now Mercury is in the 5th, ingressing into the 5th here. Wow. Wow. I'm just seeing a lot of creativity being done here, speaking from the heart, thinking from the heart. After coming out of Cancer, coming out of home area now, it's time to get creative. It's time to love oneself and love others, because love is the first principle, and love is what's needed every day, all day, with so much hate and ignorance, lower self activities being spewed, and not being, so caught up. Right, one's future, one's purpose is not hating on others or hindering others, but to, assist others, whether it's being charitable, whether it's words of encouragement, whether it's physical, tangible things, and not hindering others from that. That's the lower part. The higher part of that would be to show others the things that they might not be aware to, or the things that, might be unseen, but, nothing's really unseen when beings tune to that frequency or open their eyes to it. So just spreading love, spreading joy, right? And Luna's final dispositor for Mercury, and Luna's in the 1st. So maybe getting some self-gifts, maybe investing in oneself, or maybe others investing into ye, right? And Luna is coming off that conjunction with that North Node. So yeah, there's a lot of heightened sense towards one's future, one's purpose, one's destiny, that will become clear if it already hasn't, or just in now motivation to, kick gears and go into that next level with that. So love oneself and show love to others. And with that, I yield the floor. And to next, we have a lunar Saturnian sextile. Right, so no, why? Why? All right, so
Yeah.
He said, "Yup."
Yep. Oh, dang, you done for the day, ain't you, Jag? Ooh.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You are that you are. Yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
It's cool. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
50,
we
that's
gonna
50 push-ups, sir.
50. Hey, we ain't agree on nothing.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got Luna in the 9th. Man, I just had a feeling it was coming. I thought I was almost away. Thought I got away like a smooth criminal. All right. Well, not a smooth criminal, but anyways. Saturn's in the 7th. All right. So it's occurring at 6 degrees 45 minutes. So when I think of 6 degrees Taurus, what is that? Oh, all right. That's the degree of many enemies, quote unquote. But with Saturn being, dealing with karma, retribution, justice, there's no need to fear anything, especially those that might have opposition against one. Because Saturn are bringing them everything they're projecting on the. So this is being focused and moving forward and being firm in one's higher learning or one's philosophy that's in alignment with their higher self, their spirit. And also at the same time, be able to have a growth opportunity when it comes to one's relationships or businesses or partnership. Maybe bringing someone in from, another land, quote unquote, or someone that's foreign to what they're dealing with, but they'll be able to bring this sense of beauty and strength to what's going on. So even with the sun, being chart ruler suns in the 12th, Yeah, this is handling and dealing with a lot of things in private. Um, you know, yeah, just organizing in private and restricting the things and one's relationships or partnerships that isn't being equality, making things balanced. Maybe one's taking too much from the other, or one's not giving enough to the other. So balancing out those things so that one can grow upon the restrictions and delays that might be occurring, whether that's just mental images made up in the mind or something physical. And with that, I yield the floor to final aspect of the day, and we got Luna conjunct Jupiter, right, occurring at 11 degrees Taurus, which is pretty cool because that new moon, the full moon we just went over was at 11 degrees Cancer and Capricorn. So we have, so now we have this lunar guru conjunction at 6. Man, I guess I took it off, Brother Jad, today 6 and 7, right? Right, which is the experimental scientist, 11 degrees Taurus. So maybe trying some new things out. 1 second, bros.
Islam. Guys, go to 7hillstar.com and make sure you sign up for our email list. I want you to also go and explore 7hillstar. Check out all the pages in the tab. See what it is that sincere Moorish Americans are actually completing. All right, you got to see what it is that brothers are actually doing and making sure we're consistent in having that for you. Make sure you get your Mirror AstroLiteracy sessions and your Mental Magician reports. There's much more that we're offering there also when it comes to 7hillstar.com. All righty. So with that being said, yeah, Brother Sean has a lunar conjunction. Yeah. All righty. Islam, I yield, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, Luna and Jupiter being in that conjunction, that oneness. It's all about just experimenting with new things when it comes to one's health and service. So I know Brother Jag was talking about starting that workout plan, and with Mars being in Virgo, that's definitely like want to be able to stick to that workout plan. And also be able to stick to new diet changes or pets, Venus ruling over that. And with Mars being a final expositor, Venus ruling over it. Venus is still in Leo, Mars in Virgo. So yeah, this is just balancing out one's passions, but being calculated, with it as well. Kind of just not like, well, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do 100 reps. It's like, no, have a plan, follow that. And as I said earlier, follow your heart, not your nose, or, with that energy and just be able to build and expand one's emotional security with proper higher learning and philosophy. And possibly I'm getting to someone's going to come to some books from their family. Maybe someone's a writer or someone had some book stashed somewhere in that matter. And Mars is also, ruling that chart in the 10th. So trying out things that trying out new things to go for the long term, to bring a new sense of status and reputation. With that, I yield the floor.
Islam. All righty, guys. Sunrise is taking place about 19 degrees ish. And like as Brother Sean had mentioned, I think really around this area, the sun still kind of conjunct the 9th brightest star in the Gemini constellation is called Propus. And as he said, yes, it has a Mercury Venus nature, which is eminent strength and success. So with the sun being around that kind of energy there, being ruled by a moon that's in exaltation, right? Just, and applying actually sextile to that, sun, it would just really speak to a very fortunate and helpful and assisting type of energy towards success. And with that, I yield the floor. So as I said, there's going to be a solar lunar sextile that's occurring. So when it comes to you being very vitally secure and properly estimating yourself, which is having proper self-esteem. So having an area, I think it's the 11th and 10th house where it will be taking place. Luna's in the 10th, Sol is in the 11th. And that means that you won't have to worry about your reputation amongst your friends, provided you are having a proper estimation pertaining to yourself. So the growth opportunity and you being vitally secure will take place. I yield the floor there on that one. Next transit that I have, we have a lunar Uranian conjunction. All righty. So there's the powers combined, right? This is Moranus or Urun, I don't know, kind of like how you have like on Dragon Ball Z when they're fusing, right? That's conjunction, right? However, when it comes to people liberating themselves, it's going to take place in the 8th house also. Alrighty, so people will be finding a means to liberate themselves through shared resources and shared finances, because now it is being, the barriers for separation and segregation in people's own minds, as far as having preconceived notions and prejudgments pertaining to others. Those barriers are shattering and quickly for the recognition and the proper noticing, that resources are going to have to be shared for everyone's survival. With that, I yield the floor. The third,
I just want to. That's interesting too. That's at 22 degrees. After that, lunar, Jupiterian at 11, and now Luna's conjunct Uranus at 22.
So hold on, because that's experimental science for 11. What's 22 Taurus? If I'm not mistaken, there was a Martian Saturn conjunction thing in World War II around February 22nd, 1942. Whatever. So that's interesting how people liberation energy is taking place.
Success at any cost.
And it's success at any cost also.
Correct.
Really? Look at that, right? So that's interesting how that's taking place right there with the people, and which is the moon, and liberation, which is one of the qualities pertaining to Uranus. And with that, I yield the floor. My third aspect I'm going in on, there's a lunar Venusian quartile, right? So moon square Venus. So when it comes to, relating emotionally, right? You may have to overcome the obstacle in relating emotionally, right? Because you may have to make some proper agreements. You may need maybe some contracting that has to be done. And you may have to keep a focused mind and just utilize your emotions to actually motivate, just kind of motivate what it is that you would like to express and getting accomplished. All righty. So make sure you relating emotionally, overcome that obstacle by fueling the logic behind that, so you can be able to have proper agreements via sound communication. With that, I yield the floor. Finally, Luna and Neptune are sextile. Luna's going to be in the third, Neptune is going to be in the first. And so when it comes to maybe fantasizing a bit, you're utilizing your mind to fantasize a bit. You may find a means to do this with a sibling, all righty? And when it comes to you and your sibling's identity, or maybe you and some type of, maybe it's a sisterhood or a brotherhood. And when it comes to the identity, maybe it's a way you want to present yourselves. I think you guys will be able to kind of fantasize about it, see some things, run some ideas, and then bring those to fruition. And with that, I yield the floor for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. We'd like to thank you on behalf of the Exalted Cyclops, Brother Corey Bay, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the Sauce, Brother Shanaline L, our brave heart brother indeed, Brother Armu Bay, and I, Brother Hassan Ghaziel Bay. We'd like to thank you all for joining us for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report, where you get to see 7 days in advance. Is there any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Let me go and check the chat. I didn't check the chat yet. It's interesting too. Now because it's just kind of been on a roll, right? And let's see who we got where in the chat, right? All right, JLV says, greeting brothers 3. Indeed. Speaking to all 3 of us. And let's see what else, who else we have here, right? Open 642 says, greetings. JL says, Islam, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. JLV says, that was deep. And Brother Derek Blash Bay says, peaceful greetings, everyone. JLV says she's grateful. Indeed. Brother Sean, Brother Terrell, any questions, comments, and or suggestions going what?
Read chapter 40, the cycle 7, Holy Quran.
Chapter 40 in the cycle 7, Holy Quran, right? Did I hear that right? Chapter 40? Islam. Brother Sean?
Chapter 9 in the Red Book.
Indeed, chapter 9. In the Red Book, right? In the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East. That's right here. All right, got you. Indeed. Not that Red Book, that's Clock Destiny. He's talking about this Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East. All right, cool. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going Twiz eyes. All righty. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going thrice. I guess this is the portion where we do say, be ye selves and
donate.
All righty, guys. We thank you all again for joining us. Guys, go and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your victuals that you're going to, eat. I think I'm going to go and get me some fruit. Finish these waters and get me some fruit. Guys, we love you all, and we will see you all on Friday for our impromptu improv, guys. As you can see now, we're, like we said, like we promised, we tend to be live like between like 12 and 12:30-ish Eastern. All righty. Thanks to Time Sar, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the Time Sar sauce and making sure that, that will be, preferable for all of us, right? And we're all in agreement. Make sure you guys have this so you can get it early. Share with your loved ones also. All righty. And with that, we'll see you all on Friday, on Holy Day, the 7th July, 2023. This is where we say to y'all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace and love.